Hey, I'm Brooke, owner of Straight Up Sales Orthodontic Coaching, and I want to talk with you today about goal setting for treatment coordinators. I'm not just talking about the goals that the practice sets for treatment coordinators, although that is very important. So, if that's not something that you're doing, we should talk about that. Your treatment coordinator should know production goals or start goals, something that gives something to chase and something to achieve and ultimately exceed. But when I'm working with my private clients, I have my treatment coordinators set weekly goals, monthly, quarterly, really so that they have a vision for where they're going individually as a person. What does their impact in their position have on the practice? Or how do you take the practice's goal that's maybe a 70-75% conversion rate, maybe it's 40 starts average in a month, 100 starts, the number doesn't really matter, but how do you go beyond that or make it personal? What does it mean for you to exceed those goals? Or what is it? How do you define success? And if the definition of being successful is only external, it's coming from the doctor, it's coming from practice management, it isn't necessarily the thing that really is fulfilling for the treatment coordinator or that's motivating for getting not just to the goal but beyond it. So I'm always talking with my treatment coordinators about setting goals like a ladder to the moon. How do you make it bigger? And the reality of human nature is that if our goal is 95%, when you're at 80 or 85%, you're still going to be pushing because you haven't made it yet. And oftentimes, the goals that are set by practices or by the doctor, it's for the health of the business, but maybe it is a 70 or 75% conversion rate goal. Which, if that's producing a healthy business, it's realistic, it's not too much pressure. There's all sorts of things that we're going to consider and factor in when setting goals on behalf of a position so that you don't burn people out. But how is the treatment coordinator going to own the position and really almost put an entrepreneurial hat on that says, this is my career, not just a job. I'm valued in this position and I want to make it anything and everything that it can possibly be. But this is what it means for me personally to be successful in this role, and it's going above and beyond. So, what I do with my treatment coordinators in this goal setting is really challenge them to set an intention for the week that would prompt you to show up with more intention, more passion, maybe to try something that's outside of the comfort zone. And what I see is treatment coordinators without my influence setting goals for themselves that's 100% conversion for the day, or 75% of their starts are same day contracts, really big, aggressive goals. And here's the other thing about goal setting, it should be bigger than you can potentially achieve. I was talking with a treatment coordinator yesterday, and she got 5 out of 6 of her consults for the day as same day contracts. 5 out of 6. The other one's scheduled to come back. So ultimately, another conversion, right? And as we're talking about it, had the goal not been to fight for, to really push for 100% conversion for a day, then would you have shown up differently? And we can always, you can try and look back or say that hindsight is 2020, but the point is that when you're pushing yourself aggressively in a particular direction with a vision, you will achieve greater. So even though the goal was 100% and that wasn't technically made, it was still 5 same-day commitments in a single day. That's powerful. This is how we move conversion rates from industry average to award worthy. This is how practices grow. And this is how treatment coordinators experience the kind of success that ultimately turns their position into a self rewarding career that is something that they want to do year after year. So, as you're considering practice goals, but also how do you lean in and enrich your treatment coordinator, that's where coaching, partnering with me is valuable for really understanding the TC role, the highs and lows of that position, and then how do you really shape mindset, shape confidence, and set goals that makes it personal and really makes it so that treatment coordinators are shining, that you are developing people into rock stars within their position. That's the work that I do with treatment coordinators every day. And it is incredible to see that no matter the personality, no matter the history in the industry, confidence, skill sets, that there is always room to better our best. So, as you're considering goals and leaning in and really enriching the lives of your team, consider ways that the positions can be made personal and just the powerful impact of mindset and goal setting for moving you forward.